But you know what I'm saying? Like, just being first lady is not a prerequisite that means you're president. And I'm tired of it. And we all know it. And that's why it's not going to work. They should pick Newsom because he's Satan and he's got the power and charisma of Satan. He's a liar. And it doesn't matter about his record in California because libtards don't care about your record.
That like the majority of people sleeping on the streets
They
are
don't
black.
care. They're Democrats.
But the black people are still going to vote for him, right?
Because look at when Bill Maher was asked, he's like, well, he'll win. That's all they care about is power. Because it's all trauma, PTSD.
I email Bill Maher all the time now
Please
that
tell
I got
him.
his email thing.
Speak to him again here on your camera.
And I say to him, hey, Bill, you're starting to sound more and more like me, but yet you called me crazy as fuck like a couple years ago, but now you're sounding more and more like me. I hope you wake down even more.
I love it. Wait till David Pakman 5 years from now. Look at all the people that called us crazy the last 10, 15 years.
All they do is call me crazy. You know why?
And then they come around.
Because I think.
Yeah.
They think a woman who thinks is crazy, period.
Yeah.
Like it's like a cow that talks.
Right.
They're like, what is that cow is talking?
That's not because you're a woman.
Especially gay men. I just have to say it. Especially gay men, they're so misogynist.
They're the meanest to women. I've always
They
said that.
are. I mean, I have to testify that is true.
I've said this.
Now,
for
a lot
time.
of them love women. I mean,
don't.
a lot of them do.
Have you ever
And
seen?
they idolize us and such. But you know,
but it's
that's
like-
because they don't want to have sex with us. Well, that's a problem right there. Because any man that doesn't want to have sex with a woman, what use does a woman have for them?
That's right.
The only use we have for any man is to have sex with us.
That's right.
And if he doesn't want to have sex with us, he's getting dropped off.
That's exactly
There's no
true.
friggin' use for that guy.
Correct.
In this, because this web that we live in, this matrix is run by women. The problem is that women are so stupid, they won't take their power because they're just friggin', as I say, dickmotized.
They're PTSD
They're
as well.
dickmotized.
Yeah.
They have been taught that all that matters is getting with somebody with a big, stiff dick.
Well, or money.
And that's all they care about. They'll care about that way more in the lives of their children. The stupid bitches.
I think most women care about money more than dick. That's my theory.
No, they don't.
All right. Well, you're a woman. You would know.
I'm telling you, all women care about
You're
is
more into the stiff dick than the
stiff
money.
phallus, which is hence why we have the Washington Monument and Satanism, is because women worship the snake.
That's right. That's the first
That's
snake
right. That's the whole thing.
with Eve.
The whole story is about women and the
You're
stiff-ass snake.
So Eve thought it was a big boner? Like,
hell yeah, she did.
Now that
That's
makes
the
sense.
secret.
Okay.
Women worship in the phallus.
It was Satan's cock, right?
Well, any worship of the dick is satanic.
Oh, interesting.
You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to do that, women. You're a wicked horse. You're nothing but wicked horse going straight to hell and burning there in a lake of fire for time and all eternity because God loves you.
Fascinating. Now, what about the women that want a guy that's a good provider and they don't care if he's got like a little penis or he's fat or bald or like me and Hannah, for instance? No, but I think a lot of women want a provider more than a big dick. I think women want to like sleep with a guy with a nice dick, but they really want a guy that's going to give them money. I think you're not giving
Give them money.
providing. We'll call it what it is.
No, they want
You don't-
somebody decent to co-parent
You
with.
only say this because you have money. If you were like not wealthy, you would be looking for a partner and you'd want a guy that's a good provider. Nothing wrong with it. I think it makes perfect sense.
I would just want a guy that works hard, you
Okay.
know, and whether, if you have to work hard to be poor, that's okay too.
Well, you're very different than most women.
No, most women are like, I don't care. He can only make $2 a week. And most people make $2 a week
I know.
in this world.
I know, but women.
But it's the
more.
work, it's the effort that women like. But more than that, they like a co-parent.
Yeah.
A trustworthy co-parent. That's what women want. They don't want a friggin' pervert.
That is true.
And you can't hardly find any that ain't a goddamn degenerate pervert.
No.
Democrat. You can't find a man that ain't a goddamn degenerate Democrat these days.
Well,
Wanting to have pedophilia decriminalized.
that's in certain communities.
And abortions at birth.
Yeah, it is funny. The Democrat platform really is child sex grooming and
It
child murder.
is.
It's child sex grooming or child murder, and it's like, can you guys get around some other thing? Like, how about working class or labor rights, like you used
How
to
about
do?
labor rights? I always say, why don't you get back to that, you stupid
No,
motherfucker?
That's a Republican agenda now.
Excuse me.
Yeah. That's the Republican agenda now, is jobs and work. That's become...
And getting the homeless treated and getting the vets taken care of.
No,
that's what they don't want.
No, they don't.
Because, you know, they want to kill everybody. They want to kill the Americans.
Yeah. No.
They don't like the Americans because we want to work 40 hours a week and have benefits.
Yep. That's why
that's what they hate.
You're right. They're importing migrants for that reason, because it's like, oh, it's
they'll
slave
work
class.
for $3 an hour.
Yeah.
In the black neighborhoods.
And they'll vote for us.
And they'll keep voting Democrat.
And you know that's what's going on now.
Because Trump's a racist because he wants to raise your standard of living. You fucking degenerates.
Yeah.
And the Jews too. You fucking degenerates. While you was doing your Democrat horse shit about, again, you know, all your leftist bullshit in the Middle East, every Arab country kicked out all its Jews.
Yeah.
Every 56 Arab countries are Judenrein while you is marching around. You know, the whole thing about Hitler that nobody knows is that his thing was about, just like Margaret Sanger, it was about
eugenics, you mean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eugenics.
Yeah.
Creating.
Yeah. I mean, it's all
eugenicists.
Yeah.
Since the 1860s.
It's fascinating.
You know, when they said they would, you know, the slavers.
Yeah.
They did eugenics.
Absolutely. That's why black people are better athletes than us now. That is a fact. For some reason you can't say that anymore. I remember you used to be able to say that all the time. But it's because of slave breeding back in the day.
It's breeding.
Yeah, they'd pick
breeding of human beings.
They would pick a woman that looked, you know, was big and strong like Michelle Obama, and then they made her with another big guy, and they'd have big children because they were better slave workers. That's what they would do.
How corrupt is that?
It's evil. It's
and America
disgusting.
doesn't think it's going to be called on the carpet by God for that shit.
Well, that's the part of the left that why I think they have power, and why it's because it's like, okay, when you first get introduced to it, you're like, oh, okay, they don't like slavery. Oh, cool. They don't like racism. Cool. I don't either. Okay, I can. And then that's the road to hell is paved in good intentions. That's the liberal agenda, because it's like, oh, yeah. And then that's why you get stuck in the loop where you're like, yeah, Biden, I'm voting for a guy who's demented and retarded, literally retarded, can't talk. But the other guy's a racist.
He wrote the 3 strikes crime bill that put all the black men in prison.
And he used to want to he wanted schools segregated.
And then he goes, you ain't black, you don't vote for me.
Yeah, no, he's got a long history of being racist, but that's not the point. The point is they are so like...
And they go for it.
Because they think if they leave the Democrat Party...
Because they see Al Sharpton up there.
No, they think if they leave the Democrat Party, they're going to leave behind all the people that are institutionally deprived, like African Americans. They think that they're leaving them. That's why white women vote liberal, because they're like, well, yeah, someone has to protect the black people and the homeless. The thing is, you're in the wrong party that's not doing that, but you're afraid to admit it and go to the party that is.
Every move towards civil rights came from the Republican Party.
100%. 100%. And
so you know how they combated that?
Yeah.
They put a bunch of Democrats in the Republican Party.
That, and also conservative values sound very antithetical to equality when you hear them at first. If you hear somebody saying, you know, we want good jobs and want schools, you're like, well, what about the black kids that are left behind? And then they're like, shut up, get a job. And you're like, well, I can't, you know, fucking food's too expensive. There aren't jobs. And then that's why they feel unlistened to. So as someone that's been a Democrat my entire life, that's why I can listen to someone like David Pakman or you go, I get what you're doing. I get why you believe it. As a Trump supporter, we're not ignoring that. You think we are. You think we're like, oh, I'm Nazi now. No, we see it even better and bigger than you. We're going, leave the party behind that's fucking you. We left. That's why we left the Democrat Party. We're still as liberal as we ever were.
More.
We just know more. Yeah, I'm probably more liberal.
We're populist.
I mean,
we believe the people's money should go to the people.
Yes, and there should be equal opportunity.
They're calling that something else.
Equal opportunity.
It shouldn't go to fucking Ukrainians, for motherfucking sakes.
No, and it shouldn't go to
black people
or the Bidens or the Clintons.
It should go to black neighborhood, the most needy. Which, of course, if you're going to do the most needy, that's Indian reservations.
Yeah,
the people who allowed us to be here.
Well, they
don't even have talk about no jobs.
Yeah.
They've got nothing.